Mr. Johnson, can I get a second from one? This meeting is so that we can look at the table of organization to reinstate the custodian position. I think we all know how desperately we are in need of a janitor in municipal buildings, and I think it was maybe the previous administration who decided that we were going to cut the janitor. And at this time, community service workers are doing the work, which you know is not favorable or always up to par. So yeah, just so that we could have a nice and maintain what we have going. Mr. Rowland, take it from here.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Kirkdola. This has been an item that I have reviewed. Came to my understanding that I think the administration or city, all of us, I think either did away with that position or suspended it or whatever. Not too long after this building was built, actually. It was might have been a year or so after that. That's what I've learned. But I think is, as you stated correctly, we have in the past relied on community service individuals to assist us. I do think that we've learned that that may not be the ideal way to approach our building maintenance. We need to take the best care of our facilities that we can afford. I believe it's time to reinstate the position, and this evening I'm asking at least for that item to come out of committee with support to amend our table of organization. If that does come out of our committee, then we would look to hopefully sunshine legislation to amend that this evening, and then be ready for the next regular session of council in the new year. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I think it's overdue, this item, and certainly it's not something I enter into lightly with the budget. I think it's become a higher priority, and we will keep within budget, and if we need to not do something, that would be the way I think we would do it to make certain that this can stay funded in the budget in 2015 and beyond. So again, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Mr. Paul, Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, what would be the hourly salary or hourly rate, and are we planning on doing this as an emergency or just a free read?
I believe that in the, and this would be a ASME union position, and I believe that is $17.63 an hour. The emergency, I suppose, Mike, it's certainly something that I think we need, sooner the better, but I would defer to council to decide whether it felt that this should be handled as an emergency item or not. We're ready to go in either direction, but certainly the sooner we can get this person on, that would be great.
Yeah, I think the position is needed. I would rather not do an emergency. I'd like to see us get away from emergencies in 15.
Mr. Paul?
I agree with what Mike said. Another thing, I mean, the building it's a beautiful building, and we have, to this point, we've did with what we have, so,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it needs to be an emergency, and I think the union probably relishes the idea of having this position open back up, so I think it's a good idea, and I think it's best for this building. I mean, not this building, but the building that, so I think we should go forward with it. And I agree with Mike, I don't think it should be an emergency, but
I understand. And again, the administration is not requesting that. I would say, and I'm going to reflect on the job description, I think we need this position to get as much value out of it as we can. I certainly see not only the City Hall, this building here, and around the building, landscaping, shoveling walks, whatever we need for this building. It's an important position from that standpoint, and so that will be something that, again, I will be looking at, making certain our job description covers what we need.
And I like that, because he's not just swabbing bowls, he's working around the building, I like that.
Repair.
Very good, yes.
Something breaks.
Yes.
Right now.
I agree with that, very good. Good idea.
Mr. Rotella, real quick before I go to the two other council persons who want to say something. In the past, we've had people, and I have no idea, Willie just mentioned that first time I thought about the unions. We don't have anybody who needs to come back or have to move to this.
No, we have all our union
It's called
people
recall.
back.
Special Mrs. Hospital,
Yeah,
Okay,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
we're good, we're in good shape.
Mr. Diorito?
Yes, so this is coming out of the sanitation fund, right, the money? Or is it coming?
It's coming out of general fund.
It's coming out of the general fund?
Yes.
I thought it was coming out of sanitation.
I will, let me, a significant portion of it would be paid out of the general fund. I believe there is some portion we can legally and pass audit muster that we could allocate to enterprise funds for this, for cleaning up water and sewer billing and departments such as that.
Well, no, my only thought was we got money for the sanitation department, take it out.
I know.
And maybe give the customers $1 or $2 break along down the line.
If we can do that, I would agree with you. If we can do it and pass all audit muster, I'm there.
Fine.
Otherwise, but right now, I believe it's going to be more enterprise funds thrown in.
Thank you.
Y'all really did have my question, where it was coming from out of the budget, if we were going to allocate. And I think, York, you were alluding to, so much out of different funds, mostly the general fund, but I think you will be able to allocate certain portions to some of the other enterprise funds, depending on their time in the departments. And that would pass the muster that Tim was talking about. Am I correct in that, Stacy?
Very little though.
Very little time, but
No, I mean, we're looking at between 6 and 8% that we would be able to allocate to water, sewer, refuse, so divided 2% roughly to each fund, because really the utility billing, if you looked at square footage of this building, is pretty small. So you'd be looking, this would be about 94% out of general fund expense.
Okay.
Yes, my question would be, Tim, the way it sounded, and I like the idea of multitasking with this person. Would one person suffice if we're going to use them in the other buildings, the water building, the wastewater building, or one, is that stretching to get what we really need out of, like, keeping this building in good shape?
Well, at this point, I contemplate them being focused on City Hall and Police Department.
You
And
kind
around this area.
of said in there,
Within this block.
Yeah.
which is
Yes.
fine. That's what I'm getting at, because it sounded like you were kind of going toward the sanitation buildings to try to get some payment, but that's not really a good idea.
No, I agree. It's not a bad idea. Those departments are still going to have to address those issues in there.
Mr. Villamani?
Yeah, general fund, will we have the money budgeted for that right now, or?
I will, the administration, Bob, will endeavor to fit that into the budget, absorb it, and if we have to not do something else to support it, that's how we would do it. I feel it's of that importance at this point. But it's not that we do this and continue, you do, if this were to go over budget, we'd have to find something else to bring us back within budget. Absolutely.
But at this point, you feel this is a good thing to do?
Absolutely.
I agree, but.
The public, it's our investment. I think if we waited any longer, then I think this building could start to deteriorate a little bit. We won't get it back to where we want it to be.
Right.
But we don't enter into it lightly, and especially anything with the general fund. So.
Okay. All good? Mr. Bowling, seeing that two of the committee members have said no emergency, we will sunshine it tonight, but it will not be as an emergency.
I understand.
The first reading will be on January 6th.
I think it's the 6th. Yes. That's fine. Thank you.
No other discussion? My motion that this meeting is adjourned.
Second.